To welcome Dale back on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Dale, Mike and Mike, welcome back. It's been a long time. How are you feeling?
I feel great. Got cleared to race back in December. So we've been practicing and testing a little bit. We probably run about 800 laps over the last couple months. Feel ready to go. We just qualified for the Daytona 500 last Sunday, starting outside front row in second place. My teammate Chase Elliott's in first, so all Hendrick front row. We're excited about that.
And for all the obvious reasons, clearly, and I know that yours is a sport where there is always danger, and it is the job of the racer to put that completely out of his mind. But we just watched some of the interview that you did where you talked about the really dark times with your concussion symptoms and how all you wanted to do was come back to living a normal life. So tell us, where did that then transition? Once you started to feel normal again, how quickly were you able to make the decision that, yes, you were definitely going to get behind the wheel again?
Well, I had to go talk to my doctors about their feelings, and because I've worked with the same doctors. This is Dr. Mickey Collins of Pittsburgh that works with the Steelers and the NHL team there. So he sees a lot of other different athletes and even kids and all kinds of stuff. So they got a lot of things going on up there, a lot of information. I've been working with him since my previously diagnosed concussion in 2012, and have been in constant contact with him. So he knows me really well, knows my history. He's evaluated me more than 24 times through both of those processes, and we've spent hours and hours conversating and talking over the phone. So I had to go talk to Mickey, and he supported me to get back into the car. And he's unfortunately for those doctors that are in that position, similar to Mickey, they've had to shut guys down before. Football players or what have you that have gone through this, and they've had to tell them the bad news that their career's over, or they don't suggest they continue to compete. And so I left that in his hands. I said, I'm good either way. Whatever you decide, whatever you think I should do, I'm fine. But we got to a point in our recovery that he said he felt good if I wanted to continue to compete, that he felt good about it and confident that I was healthy and could go out there and wasn't putting myself at additional risk. Any more risk, I guess, than I was, originally facing, just like any other driver out there. So it just basically came down to whether I had the passion to do it, whether I had the drive and the want to be out there. And of course I still do. I have, this is the final year on the current contract, and I had every intention of honoring that agreement with my boss. And we had already discussed talking about an extension to this contract. So I had every intention of continuing to race before the injury. So it was an easy decision once my doctors gave me the confidence I could go out there and do it.
Dale, you look at athletes when they get injured and what athletes are used to. I went through enough surgeries in my career, whether it's a shoulder or a knee or whatever it is, an elbow, an ankle. You know how to rehab that. You're given a rehab program. You work out that joint, you work the muscles around it, and you get back on the track, on the field, on the court, whatever. Talk about this, though, from the head injury side of it, the rehab of that, and just it's got to be frustrating because of the timing aspect of, I know an elbow is 4 to 6 weeks, but, man, with a concussion it can be way longer than you think because of the rehab process.
Yeah, everybody kind of responds differently. The brain's a computer. There's 1,000 things in there that can get pissed off and upset. And so and one thing, if you injure the ocular part of your brain, it can affect the balance. If I can't understand the horizon and what's level, then my balance can be affected, even though the balance portion of my brain isn't particularly a part that's injured. Since the ocular is having trouble, that can affect several other areas of the brain. So the doctor has to be sharp enough to understand exactly where to go to treat the injury, what type of exercises, physical or mental or visual, to improve that particular part of the brain, and then everything else starts to tie itself together and work as one unit. And everybody, like I say, everybody's affected differently. 10 people could have the same type of accident, but have different symptoms and need different types of therapy and assistance. And the best thing you can do as an athlete or anybody who's going through this, even, my doctor sees people from the workplace, all walks of life. The best thing you can do is be completely transparent to your doctor, because concussions are hard to see and easy to mask, and you just need to be very transparent with your doctor about everything you're feeling, so he can have a better understanding of how to target your therapy and get you back to health. And that could be, some people can get well in, just a few weeks. Some people take 6 months. Other people I've talked to have struggled for years. And it's just you just have to keep at it. You just have to keep working and believe in the process, believe in the therapy you're doing, and work hard at it.
Mike and Dale Jr., again, the Daytona 500 this Sunday, 2 o'clock Eastern Time. I saw that Richard Petty had some comments where he suggested he thought it would be in your best interest to retire. I wonder, did you have people close to you in your life who were telling you that it would be their preference that you step away from this now permanently? And if so, what did you tell them?
No one close to me made those comments directly to me, or I would have had that conversation with them. I had no one come to me and ask me that, one of my close family members or friends, no one came to me and asked me to sit out or stop. Actually, it was kind of through my doctor's orders that I'd not have a whole lot of conversations about that particular subject with anyone. When I was, once my doctor started to understand all of the strings attached to that type of decision for me, with my partner, sponsor, family, everything that is included and affected by that kind of decision for me to retire, he said, you know what, that's going to be a ton of stress. That's going to slow down your ability to get well. Any kind of stress is going to slow down your brain's ability to heal. And these therapies and exercises you're doing aren't going to improve and affect your brain as well. So he ordered anyone in my close inner circle to drop all contact with me. Don't ask me how I'm feeling. Don't ask me, am I getting better? Because you do too much self-analyzing as it is every day. You're walking around going, is that different? Is this different? Am I reacting different to this? What was that? Every minute of the day, you're self-analyzing yourself with your symptoms. Are they improving? You don't need everybody else around you bringing more of that on, more of that stress on, and certainly don't need to worry about racing or anything else. When you're ill, sick, all you need to worry about is getting well. And then you can start talking about, material things and whatever your job is, getting back to that if it's a possibility. So we shut all that down, and I was glad for my doctors to give me that voice to say, look, everybody just hush. Everybody sit down for a while. I'm going to work on me. And once I start feeling better, we can talk about those other things that aren't quite as important right now.
So all you've been through, now you're back in the cars. You mentioned the front row. You're a 2-time winner of this event. Is there any other goal but to win this for you, being back in the car again? Is it still just to win it? That's the goal?
My goal is to run every race this year. In the past, this injury lasted much longer than I anticipated, and all the any type of similar issue that I've faced in the past with concussions was maybe a month of rehab, and before you felt 100%. Your symptoms hung around for maybe a week or two. This lasted 6 months. A lot of work went into this to get right and get back, and just a ton of stuff went into this. And my goal really is to just be able to compete, be able to finish and run every race this season. I guess my concern really is my ability to remain healthy. That's probably number one in my mind. Anytime I'm outside of the car, that's my main concern is, can I do this at a consistent level like I want to be able to compete beyond this season? So I want to be able to answer that question. Can I sign an extension? Can I race for a few more years? It's what I want to do. And so if I can get through the season healthy, that gives me all the confidence in the world to keep continuing to drive, because that's what I want to do. I want to race. And I used to have, when you're healthy, you can set those other goals like wins and championships and all that stuff. But that's, to me, the priority really is just to get back to where I'm confident in myself to be able to withstand the everyday wear and tear from inside the car and go through those those typical accidents that are inevitable throughout the season.
Well, that's great candor from you, and we very much appreciate it. Look, I know your fans will be thrilled to see you back on the track this weekend. We wish you good luck and good health. Thank you very much, Dale.
Thanks, Dale.
Thanks. Thank you. Hell to the Redskins.
Yeah. We'll talk about that the next time. He's a huge Washington.